Hi everyone. I know it is right now for me about 11 o'clock at night. I live COVID time, so I'll probably be a little bit up later than I should be. But here's an interesting thing. I am actually suffering anxiety. I love Mel Robbins. She actually gets on and she goes, well, if you're struggling with it, go for a walk. I went for a walk. I did jumping jacks. I danced. I played my music. I did whatever I could. And I'm trying to figure out where the anxiety is coming from. I know that I have things to complete. The only thing I think about is that my neighbor wants me to catch a raccoon. And not just one raccoon, but two. There's the mother and there's the child. And they've been roaming around, and he likes to have his hummingbird stuff out there. And of course, you know, raccoons kind of like sugar, so they go into that stuff. They've been around for the last 3 years. I've been here the last 3 summers. So I got a trap, and I'm looking at the trap, and I know that as soon as I catch them, I have to get in my car, which I haven't been in too often, except for to go maybe a kilometer or 2 away. Yeah, and I have to drive 17 kilometers to get this little thing that I'm going to end up catching not to come back here because, oh, just got disconnected for a minute. But if you only go for a kilometer or 2, they're going to come back. They will find their way back here. So, strange reason, but it's the only thing I could think of that's making me bounce around, because it only started when I got the carrier or the trap, and I started to feel the anxiety. Now, it's not that I don't feel anxiety otherwise. It's a thing that happens to me. It's a thing that happened to my parents, and a lot of parents never told you that they struggled with it because back then they wouldn't. I mean, I'm in my 50s, so, you know, parents that were in their 80s. My mother was open about it. My father wasn't until like a couple of years ago, and that was kind of interesting. I thought, wow, that's cool. Not in a good way, but in the way that, you know, I'm in business and I don't like to feel that anxiety or the overthinking that makes you anxious and all that stuff. And I think that's what's happening. I'm overthinking. So I could say don't overthink, but if you're one of those overthinkers, don't beat yourself up for it. Right now, what I'm going to be doing is just continue listening to the music that actually softens my stress zone, which is country music. I know. People go, uh-oh. But no, seriously. And by the way, it is a fact that if you have a colicky child, which I had, listen to country music and it calms them down. And I actually have proof of that because my son calmed right down. And I would be up all night, and I'd listen to CMT, and it worked that way. And hello, Roy. So I'm just talking about my anxieties, Roy, about catching a raccoon. This is kind of weird. And I've got to stay up all night and wait for that. And people would say, but Lorianne, you're up all night anyway. No, this is not something that makes me happy about staying up all night for. So, yeah, I might wait for tomorrow night. Maybe I can relieve my anxiety a little bit about catching a raccoon. I know it sounds really crazy, but that's really stressful. And apparently they're really kind of nasty, and I'm not looking forward to it. But part of my job. Anyway, guys, again, overthinking, it's not abnormal. Being anxious is not abnormal. It's not a fun feeling, but you're definitely not alone. All 3 of my children are strong enough to admit that they go through it too. And I think that if you actually accept it and understand that you are going through it, and breathe it out, it's not as scary. It's not going to be easy, but it's not as scary when you recognize it. Anyway, that's my story tonight. Love you guys. Thanks, Roy, for watching. And hope this helps. Like, no, seriously. Anxiety is not, you're not alone, is what I'm trying to say. All right, have a good night, guys. And I'm going to go and see whether or not Oh, I just got cut off a little bit. I was just saying, I think I might wait till tomorrow before I catch my raccoon. Good night. Bye.